up, YouTube? So today I'm gonna be changing out all the lights in my AC unit and the odometer, everything like that, to a blue color instead of red. The reason I'm gonna do that is because blue's my favorite color and I want to be different from everyone else. So and it's a lot of people trying to change it to like different colors, especially with the FRSs. It seems like they want to go to the red color, and then BRZs kind of want to go to the white color, from what I'm seeing on forums. So I'm going to show you guys all how to do it. It's going to be a big learning experience for both of us. So yeah. So it's kind of hard to tell right now. It's sunny out, but the original color for the BRZ is like that red. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I can maybe get like the shadow. See how it's like red right there? Blurry shot. So the first thing I did already was I did the engine button as well as the traction control buttons, just so you can see what I mean when I want to change it out. So see how it's blue right now? So I'm gonna do that for every light in here. So all the AC unit, all this right here, as well as all these and that side over there. Now there's going to be a lot of soldering required to do this. So if you have the equipment and you know how to use it, that's great. It'd be easy for you. If not, I would look at a couple videos first, as well as buy some electronics just to kind of practice on. Because when you mess with a lot of these boards, the chip boards and stuff like that, if you heat them up too much, you can actually damage them. And when you do that, pretty much whatever you damage isn't gonna work correctly or not even work at all. And this equipment's kind of expensive if you want to get it replaced. So practice first before you do any of this, just so you don't mess up and have to pay a shit ton of money to replace it. All right. So for the install, it's going to be soldered 2 PLCCs, 3 millimeters, depending on what color you want. It's up to you. I got mine off of Amazon. You're going to need a lot of them, and make sure you buy kind of in bulk, just so you get all the same kind of color matching, because if you get the wrong color, you're going to have a weird shade of blue or whatever color you get in the car, and it's going to look weird. So I usually just buy it in bulk, just so you have it all here already. But not much. I got these, each was like $2, and there's like 20 of them in like one package, so there's nothing. So first thing I'm going to start with is all this right here. Not too hard to take out. I'd rather do this one first, because for taking out this whole piece right here, you have to remove all of this, and it does take a little bit of time. This one's a little bit easier, and this one's going to be a lot more soldering to do anyways. So I'll just start with this one first. So to remove the cluster gauge, what we're going to first do is remove this, and then there's going to be a couple screws here and there that we need to undo, and then after that it'll just pop out. Luckily BRZ and FRSs and all that, they made it pretty simple taking all these off. You just gotta pull on them. So luckily I had this, but other people will just have to kind of like just pry it open. But just pull it off. Oy! Fucking don't do what I did. Use both hands. Dumbass, god damn it. Alright, so that's weird. Alright, well, my screw's missing, but there's a screw right here you're supposed to take off. Mine's gone. I don't know where that went. Yeah, anyways, so you take that one off if it was there, and then there's one right under here that you do. Alright, so to take this one out, you're gonna need a little stubby screwdriver. Pretty simple. Alright, so after you have all the screws out, next thing you need to do is to get a flathead, or you have trim removal tools. You can use those either. All you gotta do is go around the top right here, as well as the side right here, and just kind of pry it open. Pull diagonal as well, kind of get it off. Use masking tape if you don't want to leave any scratches. Unless you're careful, then it'll be all right. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. So I got the top piece off. The next thing you gotta do is basically unscrew these right here. That's just holding the whole cluster gauge in. So just unscrew these off and then basically pop it out. After you start popping it out, there's a cord in the back, just unplug it. That's basically all you need to take out. So my workbench is extremely disgusting and a mess. Don't be like me, put your tools away. clean up after yourself. Makes everything a lot easier. Anyways, so the cluster gauge isn't too hard to take apart. First off, you're gonna need to take off this whole plastic piece right here. There's a couple tabs going around it, so you just gotta be careful and just push them in and just pop it off. So we got the plastic piece off, a little clear little plastic window kind of thing. So put that there. Next thing we gotta do is a couple more tabs going around again. We're gonna take off this whole front plate right here. So just pop the plastic pieces off. Be extremely careful. A lot of times these break, and when they break, a lot of the things aren't gonna hold correctly, which wouldn't be good. So just when you're taking it off, be gentle, be kind, don't hurt it. Get back here. So got this piece off. Okay, now the main thing. So the next thing we gotta take off are the little dials right here. Just be careful. If you have the trim removal kits, like tools and stuff like that, use them. They help out a lot. If you're cheap like me, I didn't buy any, so I just use screwdrivers and flatheads and stuff like that, and it usually works. Have a couple of screwdrivers on hand so you can pop these off. Be extremely careful not to scratch the whole plate right here. So just each one, just gotta just pop it up, just straight up. Might launch out at you, so be careful. So there's one, as you can see, it's just a little plastic piece right here, like a little cylinder. So just get some painter's tape. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it right under each dial, and then get my Sharpie. Kind of just mark where it should point. And a lot of these only go a certain way, or like they only move a certain like angle. So if you want, you can always put it on, just try to twist it as far as it can go back. But I'm just gonna do it with the marker just to make sure I get everything where it was originally. So just put it where it should be, a little marking right there. After you do that, now you can finish off taking them off. So just like I said before, just pop it up, be extremely careful. So now that we got those off, remove this whole little plate right here. Just slides right off, real easy like. There we go. It's like a little piece of paper almost. Alright, so next thing you gotta take off are the actual LED, well, I guess the screens. I think they're OLED. So what we gotta do is be extremely careful. Just gotta pull up on them, and that's gonna be a lot harder than what I'm thinking. Be extremely careful with these. Don't want to break the pins or screw up the screen. Keep these in a clean area. That's the screen right there. Little pins on the back. Here's the next one. Same thing, be extremely careful. You just want to pry up a little bit on it just to get under and kind of pop it out. Its the actual spot it was before. Small wiggles. There we go. So that's the second screen. There's only one side that has the pins on it. So there's a bunch of screws on this whole piece right here. Just gotta unscrew them. So now, after you unscrew them all, just pull up on it. As you can see, that's the piece right there. Last but not least is the board. So the board, like I said before, be extremely careful. What I'm gonna do, place the board right on it, like this. When doing this though, you gotta be extremely careful, as well as putting the lights the correct way. So every LED on here has a little cutoff, almost like a little corner that has a piece cut out of it. What I would do is I would go one at a time, and basically when you take one off, match the new LEDs the same way as these are set up. So for instance, this one right here, the corner is facing out this way. So you want to make sure you put the LEDs the same way. If you put it the wrong way, it's not gonna basically light up, and it could even cause a short circuit in the board and cause it just to completely fail, and then you're out of a board, which means you have to buy a whole new cluster gauge, which won't be fun. So what you're basically going to need is a soldering tool. You're going to need soldering flux, What this is used for is to keep the solder iron clean. Because when you're melting metals, you want to make sure you have a clean tool to work with. If not, you can have messy solder and have faulty connections on the device, which may lead to, you know, basically no lights coming or working at all. And then the next thing you're going to need is solder. Try to stay with a thinner piece of solder because it's just a small board, so you don't need that much on it. So I finished soldering. The pieces that I did solder, or I changed, the lights I did change were right here, these three, these four right here, those three right there, this one, and that one right there in the corner. What these are, if you look, so basically I changed the lights for this right here, the lights for this right here, the lights for the gas, and then the lights for the cooling, and then right here these lights are actually for the screens, so they're gonna be blue as well. The only thing I didn't change were all the check engine lights and stuff like that. I want to keep those the same. I'm gonna start the car, and then hopefully you can see the end product. It's still kind of dark out, or well, not dark out, light out. As you see, blue LEDs looking pretty clean, I think. Blue's my favorite color, so I like that. And yes sir, looking beautiful. I do like that a lot. Alright, so we got that done. Let's get started on the part of the install that's gonna suck major ass. We're taking apart all this right here. And the way to get this all out is basically you have to move this whole console, center console, you have to move it back just a little bit just so you can get to the screws back here and remove this. It's a pain in the ass, but it's pretty much the only way you can do it without breaking anything. There's a lot to do. Just basically start removing your shift knob, yeah, like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, remove your shift knob. You have to remove basically your brake boot. It comes off good. There we go. Be careful with everything taking it off. Don't want to break anything. Next thing you want to do is down on each side, the driver's side and passenger side, there's these little plastic things you just got to pull out. There's little clips. There you go. Look like this. Just a little trim piece. Gotta get those out. Same on this side as well. Basically pull back. There we go. Two pieces right there. On the driver's side over here, use your flathead to remove this whole trim piece right here. So what you do, just kind of pry it open like that. And then once you get a little hole around, just kind of move your way around it. And then eventually you can get it all off like that. So right here, after you remove this whole piece, you don't need to take it off completely. You just need to get to these screws down here. There's two of them, just unscrew them. So move this out of the way. And then, let's see. This little liner inside of here, just gotta remove that. I spilt some Thai tea in here, so it's kind of sticky. Pretty mad at myself. I was going up a place called GMR by my house and hit a bump and it went everywhere. And I was really sad because there's like a lot of just liquid everywhere. It's disgusting. But as you can see, there's two screws right here. So you remove those. That's basically holding this whole piece in as well. So I'll remove those right now. And the next thing we gotta do is remove these screws right here and right here. What these are is holding this right here. And this is one of the pieces we actually have to move out of the way, but the only way we can move it is from here, moving this back. So remove the screws right here. So after you remove these screws right here, what you need to do is pop this piece out right here. So what you do, just have to pull on it. Be gentle. You just gotta just pull it out. Oh my god. Jesus. Alright. Now I already did my install, or well, the LED switch in the engine start button as well as the traction control. They're pretty simple. There's just a lot of tabs that you need to be careful with. This one does take one LED, and then down here on the traction control there's two LEDs. Like I said, they're pretty simple to do. There's a lot of tabs that you need to be careful not breaking.